So his question is if I could speak about Shri Aurobindo and if his teachings have helped me in any way. I am not too familiar with his teachings. Having said that, it's not that I've not read him. So his works on mother are truly profound. Even in the prose you find that poetry. And it flows from somebody who is actually in union with the divine. Because what happens when you have that oneness with God, then everything becomes poetic in your life. Everything has a sense of rhythm. Everything has a certain rhyme to it. So, from that angle, I would say that from whatever little I've read, I haven't read a great deal, whatever little I've read, truly profound works, I would say. And to lead a spotless life is how you actually know if somebody is a saint. And to have lived like that throughout his life, it's not easy, to really requires great mindfulness. And his auroville, the place, it's amazing the vision he had, and mother as well, at that time. It's really remarkable how they perceived the society which would be so progressive and where the concept of money would not be how you see it in our capitalist world. So I only have good things to say about him, put it this way. What is my take on intellect versus gut feeling? I've heard, I'm not a lawyer, but I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, or how true it is. In criminal cases, when they put the letter V and dot, it means versus. Two people are opponents. In civil cases, when they put the letter V, it means a party to the suit. Is that correct, Mr. Jan, or is it not really the case? It both, so even in civil cases? Ignore what I said, okay. And so what happens is a lot of the times when we are very specialized in a particular field, our intelligent guesswork, we mistake it for gut feeling. We are so trained to think in the way we do that we mistake it. We think, oh, it's my gut feeling, but all it is what I know from my training. If recently in this book I read, there was this young woman. She used to work in a hospital. She was not even a doctor. She was a paramedic. And she went for a wedding. There she saw her grandfather, who was part of that gathering, and he was doing quite well. She said, "Grandpa, you don't look well to me." He said, "Nothing is wrong with me. I'm totally well." She said, "No, you need to go to the hospital right now." He said, "What are you talking about? Everything is great." She said, "No, you need to go to the hospital right now. I am not listening." She practically dragged him to the hospital. They conducted tests, and he just got saved from a massive, massive heart attack. So how did she know? She knew from her years and years of training when a heart attack is imminent, the blood flow changes. Certain parts of the face and forehead, they turn red in a different way. So she saw that instantly. She just gathered that my grandfather is going to have a heart attack very soon. And he can be only saved if he's already under care. Sometimes we just know, not based on intuition, but based on our training, and we deem it as intuition. That's the number one classic mistake that people make when it comes to intuition. So intellectual assessment, a subconscious intellectual assessment, was passed off as intuition. That's where the difference is. True intuition may have absolutely nothing to do with your area of operation, with your field of specialization. True intuition has nothing to do with it. A gut feel sometimes also arises based on what we want to happen. Something bad is about to happen, but we feel our faith is so strong, there is so much grace in my life, that such a bad thing cannot happen to me. And then we mistake it for intuition. We say, I just know nothing bad will happen. But that's what we want. That's not necessarily that's what will happen. So there are three things: intellectually understanding, a very rapid intellectual assessment without the conscious mind being even aware of it. True intuition, a gut feeling. You get something, you say, I know this is going to happen. And third is faith. We just know something cannot happen to us or something will happen to us, and we say this is our intuition. If you really want to see how advanced your intuition is, I would say maintain a careful journal. Over a span of 2 months or 3 months, every time you get any gut feel, write it down. And see how many actually turned out to be true. Because we are very clever people, even cunning. We'll conveniently pick up where we were right. I said that it was my intuition all along. So that's my answer. What is the role of rituals in our spiritual journey? They are toys. They can keep things interesting until you outgrow them. So they are, in the beginning, they keep you busy, they keep you focused, and they keep you connected. They act as reminders. But after a point, when you progress spiritually, you don't conform to the external rituals anymore. If you are really strong, you will create your own ritual, which helps you create a sacred space in your life. Having your own ritual helps you build that sacred space, because you connect with that ritual from your heart. That's the only role of rituals. They remind us, what are we here to do? So his question is, in one of the books I wrote during one of my sadhanas, it was actually in Himachal. I saw a snake, and I started doing a stuti, a chant, and the snake went away. Could you do the same in your homes? I didn't do the stuti to send the snake away. We have to be clear about that. I was doing it so badly, the snake went away. The snake heard, no sur, no tal, no like, what's going on here? I better go back in the bushes, he said to himself. No point being here. So I was just doing a chant to Lord Shiva. That's it. And this also raises a very good point, Sometimes sadhaks are there, they want siddhis. And they say, for example, is it possible to see the past, present, and the future? How do you do it? Is it possible to read minds? How do you do it? Is it possible to, do some miracle, for example? How do you do it? Is it possible to heal? How do you do it? Well, the truth is there are no specific individual mantras to make that happen. Because that goes against the very fabric, very nature of a mantra, which is done out of devotion, not out of a transactional mindset. So the way you get to all these spiritual places or powers or whatever you want to call it, it's just by being truthful and by being concentrated. Of course, concentration plays a huge role, that mindfulness, and also by loving everybody. When you start to see the divine in everybody, that power of yours multiplies. Because you start to draw energy from all the good people around you. If you know that story of Bali in Ramayana, he would draw half the energy of anybody who was in front. And to then kill such a person, God himself has to descend. Any ordinary person cannot kill. And he said to Lord Rama, he said, why did you kill me like this? You could have asked me. I would have gone with you and conquered the whole of Lanka. And I would have slayed Ravan. Ravan is nobody in front of me. You could have approached me, I would have helped you. Why did you hide like a coward and shoot an arrow at me? What wrong did I do? Although in Ramayana it says there that Lord Rama said, because you exiled your own brother and you took his wife, and that's why you deserved this treatment. But he said, then why hide like a coward? Why not face me? And you, Vishnu, is doing that. If any ordinary person had done it, would have made sense. But you, of all the people born in the Kshatriya clan, Ikshvaku's son, and you doing such a thing just does not make any sense whatsoever. Were you so weak? And then Lord Rama said, it is the dharma of a Kshatriya to go for game, to go hunting. And in hunting, you always hide behind a tree and then capture your prey or your game. That's what I did. You are not from my race. You are a Vanara. You are not a human being. So I was simply hunting. And I did what any Kshatriya would do. Now this was a very intelligent answer. Bali had no comeback. So Bali said, please take my son then. So Bali said, my son Angad, he's in your service now. Please, just always keep him in your service. So I even forgot the question. What was the question? Yes, snake. How did I get here? Too early in the morning. Okay, so that's my answer.